Why is Sudan in the news now? What is happening there? And how will it affect the world? Well, in this video, we will be delving into the who, what, where, why, and how of this conflict. Firstly, where is Sudan? Sudan is a country in northeast Africa with a population over 45 million people. It is one of the largest countries in Africa, covering 1.9 million square kilometers. Its predominantly Muslim population is one of the poorest in the world, with an average annual income of $750 a head. Compared with the UK, this number looks even smaller, as their annual income is over $42,900 a head. But who is fighting there? Well, the Rapid Support Forces, led by Deputy President Gen Mohammed Hamdan Daglo, who is also called Hemedti, are fighting the Sudanese armed forces, led by the country's president, Gen Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. This leads into what the RSF and the SAF want. Hemedti and the RSF want Sudan to be more democratic. He calls Gen Burhan's government radical Islamists and claims he and the RSF were fighting for the people of Sudan to ensure the democratic process. But this message must be taken with a grain of salt, given he and the RSF's brutal attack on the 15th of April, which I will discuss later in this video. On the other side, Gen Burhan has said he supports the idea of returning to civilian rule, but he has also said he will only give up power for an elected government. Yet, both generals are suspected of wanting to hold on to their positions of power and wealth. It all started in 2021, on the 25th of October, when Gen Burhan staged a coup against the civilian component of the transitional government. Hemedti was slow to back up the coup, and in late February, 2 years later, he even called it a mistake, calling out other generals of clinging to power. The final straw was when 700 RSF troops were sent to the capital and later opened fire in a shooting on the 15th of April. According to the World Health Organization, over 400 people died, and any hope of a peaceful negotiation was lost with the fighting extending across the country. Even more civilians have been caught up in the fighting, such as the 6 million residents of the capital, who have been subject to bombings by the Sudanese Air Force, and the ceasefires announced to stop fighting and let people escape. They were never observed. This leads to the question, what are other countries doing to help, and why will this affect the world? Well, the UK, US, and EU have all called for a ceasefire, and other regional countries, such as Kenya, South Sudan, and Djibouti, have all tried to send diplomats. But that plan failed, to the generals refusing to make peace or even talk. This is not just a regional conflict that we should ignore either. Sudan is the third largest country in Africa, and it is in a vital region in the world. The Suez Canal, and therefore many ships sail close to their shores and get to and from Europe. Ships have also been delayed, rerouted around the turbulent area due to a $500 tax on each container for safety reasons. This means that goods are no longer getting to where they need to go, and this means the costs increase on top of the cost of living crisis already. There are three main regional concerns. Ethiopia's ambitious project to dam the river, producing valuable power for their citizens and Egypt's water-hungry population. The violence is also spreading from Sudan's Darfur region into Chad and Central African Republic, causing more instability in already unstable regions. The Tigray region in North Ethiopia has already just come out of a growing conflict with Eritrea, which might restart because of the conflict in Sudan. And finally, Port Sudan on the Red Sea is vital for South Sudan due to it being landlocked and having no ports of its own, and the war has likely bottlenecked their economy, being unable to export any goods, such as oil. But what can you do to help with this? Well, I will leave a link in the description below to the IRC Sudan appeal for you to donate to help children and families in Sudan receive aid and food. Thank you for watching. Please donate to this cause